Yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, with my co-host in the building.
I'm always trying to figure it out.
This is going to be a thing.
This is a segment.
Like the intro was smooth, bro. And it's just...
I'm always trying to figure it out.
Well, in case you haven't noticed, you're listening to the segment of Outlawed Opinions, and I'm here with my co-host, Blank Man. And
J5. Yes, it is.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
Good?
Yep.
I'm good too, man. Thanks for asking.
It's been a week, man.
Been a week? It's been a week of news for real.
Been a week of news.
It's definitely been a week of news.
For sure.
Depending on which news you've been paying attention to, we can't cover it all. At least not at this time, but one day we will. But it's definitely been a week. But I definitely want to start off by giving a shout out, rest in peace, to the legendary James Earl Jones, who I would say he was one of the architects of our childhood as far as in entertainment. To me, it's the equivalent of him passing is the equivalent of to when James Avery passed away. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
I could say that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that familiar, iconic voice.
Yeah.
That you've heard on like all of
the father, your
TV father. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I think James Earl Jones did a great job defining, that, like, just a phenomenal actor, and
Simba. You deliberately, what you say?
Did you see how they like try to, like, how people try to compare, or not compare, but connect movies?
No, I haven't seen not any comments at all about James Earl Jones.
It's the we know they're not connected, but the creativity behind it was dope.
Oh, so like the internet theory shit.
So like, how King Joffrey Joe walks into the barbershop on Coming to America, and he happens to have the lion's head over him, and he also played Mufasa.
That was Scar that they said was on the show?
Nah, it looked more like Mufasa.
So they saying that he
came back as King Joffrey.
He came back as because he was resurrected.
Yeah, and he was carrying the. I was like, that was pretty creative how they did that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, but for the young people that may not know,
and then in the future, he was Darth Vader.
Yeah, he's Lord Vader. Yeah. You see how they do that?
That's the
But we got to tell certain people, because there might be some young people watching us.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones was a phenomenal actor and voice actor.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So to the young people,
distinct voice.
He did the Darth Vader voice for Star Wars, the iconic voice. That is the real Darth Vader, if you want to keep it 100.
For sure.
He also did the voice for Mufasa and Lion King, the live action and the cartoon movie. He also has iconic roles, like he was the original protagonist in Great White Hype.
Great White Hype, for sure.
There's a couple other movies where I forget the title, but I watched them.
Come on, my nigga.
What's up?
If you forget this movie, come on, my nigga.
Which one?
Come on.
We'll say it. I'm over here listing everything, man.
He was, come on. Sandlot?
Oh, yeah, of course. But I feel like Sandlot is like more sentimental to like our generation and a little bit older. I don't think nobody else really understands outside of like millennials and Gen X. Sandlot really spoke to us, but yes, he was. What was his name in the movie? Because they called him like an evil old man, and he was the exact opposite when they met him.
I know the name they in the uncut version they called him a different name, but we'll get to that.
But yeah, he was basically he was the dog owner in Sandlot, of the dog that was terrorizing the kids trying to play baseball. But I mean the catalog, goes on. I noticed people listed like the stuff he was most known for, but he was even Martin Lawrence's dad in Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Oh, he was, definitely.
There's a lot of people that's not here anymore from that movie too, which is crazy.
Yeah, rest in peace to James Earl Jones, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
An iconic African-American actor and American actor
That should be
a
celebrated for real.
voice that is distinct and indistinguishable. So, you know, when you hear his voice, you automatically
You know what time
like
it is.
know.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, like, and even worse, you put Nala in danger.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the movie where he was really promoting. I forget what that movie is. He was promoting like black businesses, right? He was almost. I think he was like a reverend or something, and he like there was a part of the movie where he. And I know somebody in the comment section is gonna say it, so I appreciate you in advance. But there was a part of the movie where he wasn't wearing shoelaces. He was like, yeah, I don't have on shoelaces until I find a black man and make some. But that was kind of like the story of the movie. I forget what it is.
He was in the original Fences.
Yeah, the play. He did the play. Yeah, he did Denzel's character in Fences.
Fences for sure,
and did a good job too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I say he's the black dad.
Yes.
I don't know what other role he.
There's only so many people we can label as the black dad.
I have a theory.
What's up?
Was Luke mixed?
Man, shut up, dog. No, we're not.
Was Luke mixed?
We're not doing this. No.
Was he mixed?
No, you ain't seen all the Star Wars. You haven't seen all the Star Wars movies?
Hold on.
He's not mixed.
Let's walk down this line.
Who's the actual Lord Vader?
My theory is James Earl Jones only plays fathers.
Okay. He plays the voice of Darth Vader.
How do we know he only played the voice of Darth Vader?
Because Hayden Christensen was Anakin Skywalker.
You only see a white man because they tell you that's a white man. His body his skin was gone. His melanin had been depleted.
Excuse my host.
That's what he looked like underneath it.
Excuse my co-host.
All right, name all the roles James Earl Jones is known for.
All the roles he's known for.
That we know. Mufasa, father.
I can name off the top of my head, but
Fences,
I can't name everything.
Was he a father?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mufasa, the Fences character.
Yeah.
And what else did we say?
Sandlot.
Sandlot. Was he not a father?
I don't think so.
His family had died, but he had been left.
Man, he reads.
How you think? You just think a black man just living in the house
He
by
pulling a
himself?
Mr. Fantastic. You see how he reaching right now?
He had lived in the house by himself for years because his family passed.
James Earl Jones was one of those people, like a handful, that you had to typecast because they did the role so well. Kind of like James Avery. A lot of people know him as Uncle Phil, but he was also the dad in Sparks. Yeah. Remember that show with Terrence Howard and the brother that played Joanna Man, and there was a law firm, and it was a father and two sons. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then he played the voice of Shredder. So there's certain people that's gonna get typecast as like
the father.
You gonna have a great villain voice, and then you're gonna be a father. And it's funny because the iconic villains is influential like a father. So either way, you kind of playing a father.
You don't know what the different fights he had to go through, bro.
Anakin Skywalker is not black.
The original name
Anakin Skywalker for the Star Wars fans, because I don't want y'all coming at me.
He had to go and fight to change the name of his character, bro.
He's not. Anakin is not.
He had to fight to change the name of his character.
The only black Jedi that we have is Mace Windu.
Nah,
that's all we got.
At first, it was Darth Vader, and he had to fight to change the name from Darth Vader to Darth.
Did you say Dark Vader? You see, this is what I got to deal with the first few minutes of the show.
He had to fight.
No, he didn't. None of this happened in any of the trilogies, brother.
All right.
I think you're talking about Spaceballs. I don't think you're talking about
Dark Maul
and Darth Maul.
Dark Maul. Remember, there's a light mall and there's a dark mall on every block.
That sounds like a light-skinned Jamal and a dark-skinned Jamal. You said Dark Maul. Anyways,
who else in the Empire got on black?
This guy, right? All of them wear black. But these are terrible points.
The dark side, right?
The terrible points.
Exactly.
These are terrible points. They all wear black
because it's the dark side.
I guess.
Yeah, man.
This is what I want.
Shout out to James Earl Jones. Rest in peace.
This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to talk about for sure.
For sure.
He definitely deserves honor and respect. What the man does not deserve is the scrutiny and the disrespect that's going on from our sisters. Not all of the sisters, but certain sisters that I feel don't have nothing to talk about or are very or very unhappy.
Old enough to watch that clip when it came out.
They pulled up a clip. They pulled up a clip of James Earl Jones. I think this might even be pre-Vader.
That was on somebody mama VCR.
And it was definitely some VHS type stuff.
Sure.
Now, I will give credit on this. When I went to who posted one of the original clips, I'll try to factor these clips into the episode so y'all have a better understanding and context. But I wanted to ask you, because I'm glad that you watched the clip.
Yeah.
What did you think about the interview? Because this was around the time civil rights was going on when he did the interview. And he was dating, or I think married to, a white woman at the time that I believe was still his wife up until him passing away today. Right? But they were asking him questions about different things regarding race. Now, let me say this for a minute, people. They were asking him questions. He didn't voluntarily say, I don't like this, I don't like that, and go on a rant. They asked him specific questions, and he gave his honest response or rebuttal to whatever questions that were being asked. And they started talking about black women in that time period. Right. So off of your perspective, when you watched that interview and you seen that exchange, what did you get from what he was saying and how it versus how it's been interpreted by people that are certain black women that were triggered by that video that was recorded over 30 years ago, by the way. Over 30 years ago.
Over 30. That was recorded.
Maybe 40 years ago.
Nah, nigga, I seen 1970s porno tapes. I know what the fuck. 1970s.
This is crazy.
That looked like after filming. Now, you want my honest opinion?
Yeah,
my nigga James Earl Jones.
When he was responding, like, what did you get from what he was saying?
They forgot how cold of a motherfucking pimp that nigga was, probably, man. My nigga James Earl Jones was like this, man. Look, a lot of you sisters is growing your hair out, getting the afros, wearing the leather jackets and shit, joining the Panthers. Right. And you're a little too tough for me.
Yeah, so
he was basically kind of saying, like,
they were hyper masculine.
From the gist of what I got, man, he basically was like, man, you know, I did all this work for the black community. I just like my meat rare sometimes. Like, it seemed like he was just like, but not. In all honesty, he was basically saying some shit like, he was generalizing, and he was sure to use the word generalize a few times to say, like, he's generalizing in his response that black women at that point in time, or the image of black women, was more tough and not as open to vulnerability and allowing the man to lead, and they were not as feminine, and the white women in American society is viewed as less combative when it comes to, like, relationships and allowing the man to lead and knowing her role. And, you know, there's this whole dynamic between black men and white women in America. And then, you know, just the social dynamics that occur at the time, to where black men and black women, this is kind of like the beginnings of that whole relationship divide between the black family, black men and black women having these different roles that they have to play. So the black woman who is playing this role of being the sole provider for the family, and black men who are not present, and then what that creates between that relationship and how it spills over into the family.
That's been one of the gripes, like, from a lot of modern women today, is that they have to be masculine because of the certain trials and tribulations and experiences that they go through.
I'm starting to believe that's some shit that they've got into their head. That's some bullshit. Black women ain't no have to be masculine. That's just the energy of black women, period. Yeah, that's who black women are, period. That ain't no knocking saying that's a bad thing.
I've never agreed with it. I said I've always believed that however you act is how you choose to act, because of, you know,
black women being strong like that. And since the inception,
that's not always men. Strong too. That's another thing. Just because
I'm
you
saying
act
strength in the meaning of, like, the way in which they respond to.
But they what I'm trying to say is they misinterpret that as strength, because you got to remember when you're.
Well, we're saying strength in comparison, not strength in what, like, the definition, but like comparison to how other women respond.
Well, yeah, but we still even look at it as masculine when they say something or they act a certain type of way. We look at that as like, man, you being hyper masculine, you being too masculine about how you're addressing or how you're approaching. And they say it's because of my lifestyle or how I grew up or how I came up. And I don't believe that that's just the DNA of a black woman. I think that a black woman, we emulate and we regurgitate the culture of Big Mama talking like that, or your mother not taking no stuff, or your auntie's not finna be here for it if you're lying to her or if you're doing whatever. Just like we emulate things that our fathers and our uncles and our big cousins say and do. And what's happened over time is that gets blended in with strength, because they see the men in the culture and how they gotta buck up and be tough or whatever, right? They say, well, I gotta be hard this way because I'm single, or because I grew up around this or around that. And it's like, no, that's a choice, because you could look at a family. Shit, I'll take the Jacksons, for example, right? When you look at the Jackson family, you look at Tito, Michael, all of them, right? Like, the most talented Jackson out of all of them was the softest one. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm saying more like the energy. That's just black people. Like if you think about like black men, how we respond to fear is not necessarily to revert or run. It's to seem as though we're not fearful. So like we'll respond like anger comes out of our fear. Like we respond to fear and anger, right? And so I'm saying like black women, that's not something that like they had, maybe a role they had to play change, but as far as the energy and how they respond and having to be the male of like, I just think black women, that's just part of the energy of who we are.
So
like be tough. I guess.
When he said that, what was the problem with what he said?
When he said which part?
When he was talking about, like, at that time period, how the women were because of civil rights and, you know, the whole black activist thing.
You said
where
was
he
problem?
when he was making his I guess when he was responding to the questions. I don't want to say making any grievances, because he didn't say, hey, I got an announcement I want to make on my Instagram. But
I guess we got to ask our grandmothers. Because that's not something that we can necessarily, or even women of this time period can necessarily say, unless they got some historical knowledge.
Most of them don't. Period. Most of them, when they react, and I'm glad you went there.
That didn't happen. That's not the world that we live in right now, and that's not how.
That was the point I wanted to land on.
Yeah, we have no idea before then to make an examination or even a kind of opinion, have an opinion about the state of the time in which he was talking about. Because to make that statement, he had to have knowledge of before that time period, right? To make any kind of comparison opinion, he was basically saying, this is how women are now. And I have knowledge of how they were previously or whatever. We don't have no experience at that time period whatsoever. This is like, that had to be in the 70s.
Yeah.
So that's at least...
It looked like it was early 70s too.
50 years removed? Mm-hmm. So we have no idea. That's a half a century ago.
Well, let's do this. Because you gave him a little bit of rope. I don't want to give him any.
Okay.
You know, and I know history.
Mm-hmm.
We know what those times look like. Mm-hmm. We have a strong idea of what those times felt like, because we've talked to the people in our family and we've done the research ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. My issue with cancel culture, because this to me is kind of like an attempt for some cancel culture type drama that I'm not gonna let stand. Mm-hmm. Is we see what these OGs said and did and how they operated, and what I want a lot of younger people to understand. And when I mean young, I'm talking in your 30s and younger. Okay, what you guys have to understand is when you start pulling stuff up from what somebody did or what somebody said years ago, you're not really given a fair chance, and y'all not doing your homework. And the reason why I say you're not given a fair chance is because a lot of these people that like to dig stuff up wouldn't like it if somebody grabbed a shovel and started going over your house and digging stuff up.
And if you is not born in the time period of when that person is being prominent, productive, whatever it is, shut up.
But see, somebody could combat.
Man.
Somebody could debate that. I'm gonna tell you how. if they did their homework. The reason why I keep saying homework is because in that time period, from the lens that he was speaking from, a lot of stuff was going on in the world.
Man, my nigga James Earl. You see, what kind of... No, man, let me talk to him real quick. This nigga had a name, James Earl Jones, nigga. That name come from the ism. He was blessed by the gods of this Mac and shit. That's what he was doing.
Bruh.
What you mean he had his wife, you feel me, right there? She quiet as... She don't be addressed unless he address her.
Yeah, but they was mad at her for what she said.
Man, she said, I know my role. I see why they be mad. I just be quiet.
I guess without trying to like make this a long thing, this is what I want to say. Unless there was a point in that video that I'm missing where he was making up things about the culture and about women, why are people that weren't even born yet?
How did y'all, fuck all that, how did y'all find that clip? What keywords did you type in?
Well, the clip
James Earl Jones.
The clip has been on YouTube for a few years because when I went to the clip, the person, one of the people that posted it, I seen comments from 2-3 years ago, and people say, "Oh, I feel different now," and this, that, and the other. And I got something to say about that. When y'all find out stuff about these celebrities and all of a sudden y'all want to switch up, to me that's fake as hell. Not because you owe any loyalty to celebrities or to influential people. That's not what makes it fake. What makes it fake is that you put them on a level higher than entertainment.
Nigga, James Earl Jones, nigga, it would have walked past your granny, nigga. Right after that video, nigga, she would have dropped her drawers too. Nigga.
Well, here's my thing.
Because all of y'all just going back and just trying to find, like, what do y'all type in to find this shit? What do y'all, how did we even know about this?
It's an algorithm, bro. Come on now.
James Earl Jones don't like black women.
Well, my thing is I knew his wife wasn't black for years prior to him passing away. And the thing is that that's what I really believe that the argument is really about. Because a lot of these sisters get online, and when they find out that a brother's with a non-black woman, they feel like he can't speak and he can't critique in a certain type of way because of who he's with. That's why they jock Umar so much, because he believes in that same ideology where it's like, well, you know, you can't be over here doing this and preaching black, whatever the case is. But here's my point that I want to make. You also have the same group of women that talk about divesting. That's number one. Number two, majority of is voting for Kamala, right? Y'all finna vote for Kamala, right? Kamala's not with a black man.
Hey, so how much does that him marrying a white woman, do that take away from everything he did that I can remember and think of was some black shit?
Well, you gotta hold on. You gotta remember, it ain't just about if these brothers are with a white woman or not. If you're with a non-black woman, you cannot criticize, critique, condemn anything going on with them in the culture because
he helped raise some of y'all damn kids.
Because he turned his back on the race. That's how they look at it.
He helped raise some of y'all kids. When y'all was in the back room doing what y'all was doing in the room with the door closed, Lion King was on.
Mm-hmm.
Lion King was on.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Okay.
People need to stop. People need to stop looking at entertainers as more than entertainers, and because that's what they do for a job. That's what they do. That's what they love to do. And I just think that the sickest part about it all.
Have some respect.
That's the sickest part right there. That man, because you know what, they did the same thing, and it's embarrassing because I'm addressing the women that I love the most on this planet, which are black women. And this is the second time I've seen certain black women online making videos or leaving comments about a black man after he passes away. Like when Kevin Samuels passed away, that was one of the most disgusting things I've seen on the internet. Like that was just disrespectful. It was nasty. And it wasn't even just regular women and content creators like Vivica Fox and all of them over there on Fox Soul. Like they thought that you could tell that they were like,
so his opinions or whatever warranted y'all weren't saying something about his death. Like that's equivalent.
The problem that I have.
And fuck that nigga, man. He said
the problem that I have with all of that stuff, though, dog,
crazy.
is that when Kevin Samuels made his opinions and his points, James Earl Jones and people after them, I need y'all to talk about where they're lying at. Now, when they start making up, when these men and when people in the community start making up lies and there's no proof and this doesn't happen in the community, I'm going to be 100% with you every single time.
God forbid when Judge Joe Brown go, they finna have a field day, boy. They finna have. You been seeing Judge Joe Brown lately?
I've seen stuff here. Well, I've seen him and Judge Mathis.
Oh, I ain't seen Mathis.
Well, Judge Mathis is going through that divorce after almost 40 years.
I saw that.
And I've seen a couple panels. I've seen Anton Daniels' panel talk about it.
Judge
and
Joe Brown, they gonna give
I seen one female on his panel say, well, he must have did something. And right then and there, I'm just like, that's crazy.
He did do something, though.
I'm just saying.
That's how a nigga talk when he trying to get his wife back after he done fucked up.
Yeah.
After he done fucked up.
I mean, it could be that, but it also could be finances. Because you know what happened to men after divorce when they wealthy.
Nah, but I'm saying the way he was talking, he was like, you know, when you go out of town and I'm here working, spending a lot of time away from my wife. And while I'm in these other towns, I'm dibbling and dabbling. And 31 flavors and coming home, credit card receipts showing different bills and meals. And yeah.
Well, you also got Gabrielle Union saying because she paid all the bills, she could do whatever she wants.
She paid all the bills in their relationship?
No, I'm saying prior to her being married to D. Wade, the man that she was married to before, she said she paid all the bills, and that gave her the green light to go do whatever she wanted to do with whatever man she wanted to do it with. What I'm saying is, bro,
it kind of do.
It can be either way, however you want to spin it. But all I know is that when people are talking in the community about community issues, we can't make it seem like they lying because you don't like how they moving about in the community. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. And what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna start disrespecting every legend that we've ever had.
Yeah, because he he didn't like black women. Let's say he didn't. Black women just wasn't his forte, right?
I don't even like saying that.
No, I don't
even like saying that.
Like hypothetically, there's variations. There's too many possibilities. There's a nigga out there who just don't like black women.
Eddie Murphy's not married to a black woman.
Yeah,
y'all finna cancel him. Dave Chappelle's not married to a black woman.
So, but this
all of his ratings go up in all of his specials.
So this is what I'm saying.
Surprise.
So, he don't like the black woman. That's fine. Did he not fuck with black people? Did he not contribute to the black community? Did he not
You see, you asking questions, bro, that deserve answers. But what you have to understand about trying to find those answers, my good brother, is that you're not going to get them accurately because they keep moving the goalposts.
James Earl Jones came up in a time when you couldn't really have a white woman. They'd kill you. They'd have killed a nigga over a white woman.
That's real
nigga
talk.
Was over there stunting, man. You seen his
let me tell you how they would flip that.
And we only know James Earl Jones is old.
We know the old version.
We ain't seen the young version with the eyes changing colors.
Let me tell you how they would flip that. They would say he hated black women so much that he was willing to risk his life to have something else.
I mean, a nigga lived a long time. That's a long risk, nigga. That's a long game. You ever play that game Risk? How long that motherfucking game can take, nigga? That shit could be over in 2 or 3 moves. Or shit last hours, nigga.
Stop speaking on the GOAT. That's all I gotta say. Stop speaking on the GOAT because it's a lot of our sisters out there.
He was married to a lot of black women, though.
He was married a lot. I didn't know he was married a lot.
Every movie role he was married, was he not?
This is crazy.
Was he married to
the way he spent that?
Was he married in every movie role?
That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
But
that's what he represented himself as.
Listen, y'all got to find better news, man. And black people that have these platforms, y'all need to stop doing. We complain so much about the media. We complain so much about the media, and then we help them with their job with the way that they paint a picture of us, right? Mm-hmm. I guess, man.
We need help.
But we gotta move along. Nah,
we need help.
I don't need no help. I don't need no help. Just keep tuning into the Notion. We got the potion.
That's some shit James said to the white lady. That's how he got her. That's the way he got her. It was that line right there.
Wow. Kendrick Lamar in the Super Bowl and the people that are super mad.
Oh yeah, they hella mad about this shit.
Should Lil Wayne be performing?
Should Lil Wayne be performing? I don't know. I don't even care. But from what I can say, it makes sense that Kendrick is performing.
Didn't the Niners host the Super Bowl? Since they've had the new arena.
I don't know. I don't think E40 was there. And
but
he wouldn't be
didn't
there.
they host the Super Bowl one year?
I don't know. I think they hosted
in the new arena.
Years.
But when they did.
They may have. I don't know.
Right? Did anybody from the Bay perform there?
Probably not. The only person who I know who performed in a city that they were from, I think, was
we just seen that.
Dre and them, right?
Dre and Snoop is literally one of the few out of the many Super Bowls to actually, and it wasn't just Dre and Snoop.
It was the whole
Eminem came out, right?
Yeah.
Mary J came out. 50 came out.
Performed.
Basically, Aftermath.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And the associates.
Record label, yeah.
Right? So my thing is, when you look at the year that Kendrick Lamar has been having as an artist, you can't deny that. I spoke a little bit on it on the other channel.
Yeah, business.
But now getting into the details, because I seen Cameron and Mace, they was calling Jay-Z petty. Nicki Minaj had something to say, and then Lil Wayne kind of,
I seen that
where he said his feelings was hurt, and I'm like, I'm really confused.
You thought you expected it for whatever reason because you from New Orleans, and I get it. But
how do you expect it,
why
though?
do y'all think that the person who performs at the Super Bowl is picked based on the city?
Now let's go back to why was that an expectation?
Because he heard everybody else saying that he should be the one when they announced that the Super Bowl would be in New Orleans.
But since when has the influencer getting influenced by the people that he's been influencing?
His handlers are different.
Because I put Lil Wayne higher than that to get online and be like,
but you know, Wayne,
I'm a little disappointed.
Wayne doesn't know what the fuck is going on in the world.
Why you say that?
He doesn't pay attention to anything that's going on in the world. He's not on
how he just said that he didn't.
So his handlers are different now, different manager.
Wayne is like around our age.
Yeah, but he's not. Imagine this. Wayne ain't on social media. He thought whatever when they first mentioned some new artist to him that was big at the time, he thought it was a group and it was a single person. Like, he don't pay attention to what's going on.
Oh, you're going off of like how he does his interviews. You could tell he don't know.
He don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So it's other people who might be influenced that influenced him.
So you're saying that he's been being influenced based off of what people are coming back and telling him, his handlers.
And apparently his manager is not no more. What's the dude that used to be his manager for?
Mac Maine?
Nah, I think Maine, but it was another dude too. It's his engineer. So you got a dude that's your engineer that is your manager now, and you don't have the same circle around you. The information that might be getting.
I hope that's not the case. No, but I'll say this: you're still responsible for doing a little bit of homework, because this is how I look at it. First of all, I thought it was completely insane what Nicki Minaj did, and getting on X and talking crazy and taking shots at Jay-Z. Mind you, I don't have any loyalty to Jay-Z, but I'm just putting myself in different spots. I'm gonna put myself in Lil Wayne's shoes, and I'm gonna put myself in Jay-Z's shoes. I'm not gonna put myself in the people's shoes that are criticizing, because what all of these people don't understand, that people that are actually smart and use their brain understand, is that all of you guys that have something to say about the halftime performance selection all have something against Jay-Z. I wish there was an unbiased. We already know Nicki feel a way about Jay-Z. We already know Cameron and Mace feel a way about Jay-Z. And I'm mainly talking about the celebrities. Now, what I did like that Jay Electronica came out, who's from New Orleans, and he defended Jay-Z.
Magnolia.
And the thing is about Jay is the higher up as far as in connecting Rock Nation to the halftime performances. But Jay-Z never made any promises. He never put anything out saying we're going to pick somebody from every city
Yeah,
That's
never
hip hop,
said that.
and
When did that happen?
every performance hasn't been hip hop. So because I've seen people say now that there's more hip hop acts, Usher is not hip hop, Rihanna is not hip hop. And by the way, the last time the Super Bowl was in New Orleans is when the Ravens and the Niners played. Who performed at that Super Bowl? Beyonce.
So
what are y'all griping about?
you know how black folks.
And this is by the way, this is pre Jay-Z getting the deal.
Yeah, we have no idea who make them decisions. We don't know. I mean, a lot of people is talking about that.
But we understand why the decision was made and the selection was made.
What type of content NFL allows,
right,
when it comes to Lil Wayne versus Kendrick. The year Kendrick had, business-wise, it would be a business decision because a lot of people would want to tune in to see Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, the numbers have been crazy.
He's more of a popular, and I don't know if is a more known artist than Wayne. I don't know.
It's not, to me, I don't look at it as a fame thing. Because
what I'm saying, as far as like,
no, I'm saying what my point is that I'm going to make. I'm not combating anything you're saying. I'm just saying, if people are looking at it as far as on a fame thing, I'm not seeing it that way. I'm seeing it from the NFL is a business at the end of the day, right? Now, when you get somebody on a level like Kendrick Lamar, a lot of things can happen. And this is what I hate about the culture being so gun-ho on complaining and protesting on certain things. Because when you look at Usher, one of the things that I liked about Usher's performance is I felt like he did a little get back for how they did the Super Bowl in Atlanta. Who did he bring out? Did he bring out Lil Jon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought out Lil Jon, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Did he bring out Ludacris? Yeah, he did bring out Ludacris. So he brought Atlanta with him, just like Dre brought L.A. and Aftermath with him. Mm-hmm. Kendrick is loved by many in hip-hop. Mm-hmm. And Kendrick and Lil Wayne do have a decent relationship, despite the beef between him and Drake. Who's to say that Kendrick don't go and snatch up some people that are from the know, that are, you know what I'm saying, that could perform or get their stuff off? Or who knows, maybe Lil Wayne might be booked later on down the line.
This is the other thing, too, though. Think of all the different people who have been who've done the Super Bowl halftime show. Mm-hmm. Performance.
As far as in people, or as far as in...
Beyonce's a performer, Usher's a performer, Kendrick's a performer, Prince is a performer.
Yeah, Rihanna's
a performer. Is Wayne a performer? He's not known as being a performer.
No. I haven't looked at
a huge show. We're talking about the Super Bowl.
Lil Wayne's reputation comes from his lyrical ability and his classic albums.
It's not about
but not about performance. Like when it's a perform. Yeah, you're right, because all of these people perform.
Big time performers.
Right, and and here's the other thing that y'all got to understand: not everyone is great at both.
Right.
Some people are great at songwriting and giving you classic albums. But when it comes to performing, I'll give you an example. If you take Jay-Z, right, his pen is crazy, right? Classic albums, right? But he would never on a bad day outperform DMX.
No, or Busta.
And there's more people we can put on that list, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a good chance that's what good booking and marketing and promoting is.
I mean, that was what the
verses
was.
You're setting stuff exactly.
The Locks and Dipset. That was a master class in performance and the difference of
legendary groups both dropped legendary albums, but one reigned supreme in performance. People need to understand that entertainment. There's an imaginary report card when you look at entertainers on what you get a grade in: songwriting, appearance, influence, perform, all of that stuff. And there's only a handful of people that have straight A's. Mm-hmm. Like literally a handful. Michael Jackson has straight A's.
For sure.
Beyonce had straight A's. You know? And so when we talk about this stuff, like I said, black folks, we gotta stop being so reactive. You really have, because I'm looking at it from like a Wayne or a Kendrick perspective, right? now it's like, if I'm in Kendrick's shoes, it's like, damn, am I going to be under pressure to bring people out from New Orleans now that everybody has a debacle?
I mean, who else can he bring out? The Hot Boys, nigga? No Limit?
Well, I said this on the other video. That's where I think the focus need to be. Like, why ain't the Hot Boys trying
They're not big enough
No.
artists.
Why aren't the Hot Boys trying to get a tour together so they can remind people who they were? That's what a lot of people are doing right now. I don't need Turk. You don't need Turk. Listen, nothing against Turk because I bought all of their albums. I had Turk's only album, but you're trying to tell me that the tour is going to do bad if Turk
Don't nobody show up to see you, Otis.
Yo, you're trying to tell me right now that Juvie, BG, and Wayne and the Big Timers did a tour that it's not going to do better if Turk ain't there.
Y'all crazy. How y'all leave Turk off that shit, man? I was a Hot Boys fan.
What do you mean leave Turk off what? He ain't been left off nothing.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have the tour if Turk ain't there.
You're crazy. The comment section will disagree with you. The only people that's gonna agree with you on that,
if none of them are there,
is Hot Boys fans.
So y'all saying Turk is the most? That's like niggas used to say, what's his name? They thought my boy.
You got to remember when in the prime
Takeoff wasn't the illest.
Who said that?
It was a time when niggas Takeoff wasn't getting his shine, and then niggas started respecting.
He was the glue of the Migos.
Yeah, but that's
people that are uninformed.
Turk. Come on, my nigga.
Turk
and Lil Wayne was like a duo.
No, bro. I'm not.
Y'all crazy.
Listen,
you know how many hours I spent listening to these niggas?
Turk is an official Hot Boy for sure. Nobody's taking anything away. I had Turk's only album that he came out with.
Oh, now you gonna say it's
I had his only album that you got to remember. Turk got locked up.
I know, because he was out there putting in work.
So with that being
real
said,
Hot Boy shit.
So when you look at it like that, Lil Wayne and Turk they ran together because they were the youngest
for sure.
But you got to remember when they were on top, Lil Wayne wasn't even the hottest artist in the Hot Boys.
For sure, it was Juvie.
Exactly. So that's why I said if they did a tour and let's just say Turk didn't want to be a part of it. He's like, nah, I'm not doing it. Y'all owe me money. That tour is not going to do bad because he's not there.
It don't look the same as three niggas standing there.
What do you mean?
If it's BG, Wayne, and Juvie just standing there, it just looks off.
And the Big Timers. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna help him. All right. I'm gonna help
visually,
him. I'm going to help him. No, I'm gonna help
visually,
him. I'm gonna help him.
Like, it is
I don't.
a lot of
I don't
niggas.
like doing this to the people that I love.
Okay, it's a nigga look like somebody.
But I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Name BG's biggest hit.
I wasn't a BG fan like that.
Bling Bling. Name Juvie's biggest hit. Well, no, I'm not even gonna say biggest hit because I can't say that that's his biggest hit. Just name a hit. Just name a hit. Name a BG hit.
I couldn't tell you because
I gave you Bling Bling. Name a Juvenile hit.
Let's back that ass up.
Okay, name a Big Timers hit.
What's that one? I got no job. All my money.
Still fly.
Yeah.
I would say get your roll on. Name a Lil Wayne pre-mixtape era, like Lil Wayne Hot Boys hit.
Pre-mixtape? So you mean
this
like
this is the real Lil Wayne, like before the group broke up.
You know, like Go DJ and shit like that?
I would say a little bit earlier than that because he started building his solo career.
Okay, so you talking about shit from The Block Is Hot?
I mean, that's literally one of his hits.
Yeah.
Right?
The Block Is Hot, that's before 500.
Now name a Turk. All right, moving on.
Now we're not gonna disrespect.
I'm not disrespecting Turk because I'm a fan. Because I was a fan of all. Yeah, shout out Turk for sure.
My nigga, so
but we're not gonna say the car can't drive because there's one bad tire.
Yeah, but if you drive the car and you got that, will it be
more impactful?
If you got the little spare
I'm gonna help you.
I'm gonna
help you again.
You can still drive, but they're like, why that spare been on there for so long?
It'll be impactful. It'll be more impactful if Turk was a part of it. But I'm not gonna lie to these people and say that the tour would not go crazy and it would not sell out if Turk was not there.
If you got all regular size tires and a nigga see the spare, he gonna be like,
it's not gonna look like that.
Hey, my nigga, why that?
It's not gonna look like that. It's not gonna look like that.
That's respect.
Like, man, you had an
respect.
opportunity. That's not disrespect.
No, I said that's respect. That's respect.
Yo, what's up with Unc, man?
Unc. Oh man.
What's up with Unc?
Listen.
What's up with Unc? My question is, was it staged? Did Shannon Sharpe intentionally press go live on the video?
What was that one video that came out before and niggas went and watched it and shit? And I said I ain't.
Well, no, you don't see nothing in the Shannon Sharpe video.
Oh,
you just hear what's going on.
Oh, so he got.
We know the woman's name is Michelle. We do know that.
Michelle, her name is Gladys. He almost slipped up and said her real name, Gladys.
Man, I don't think Unc is that old. I don't think he's that old. But
yeah, you got that. Come on, man. Shannon Sharpe about what, 60?
I don't think he's 60. Maybe in his 50s.
Yeah, in his 50s. It's Gladys in his class.
Maybe so.
It was a Gladys in his class, my
nigga. Was it an accident? Did he go live on accident, Poe?
Yeah, nigga. When I go on there to go live.
Yeah, what's your process when you press live?
I've pocket dialed you how many times?
A couple.
A lot of times. I pocket dial.
I mean, it's easy to pocket dial.
I pocket text.
How you do that?
Going live means that you got to go into your Instagram.
Okay, step 1.
You click on the little plus button.
2.
Do live. I guess it can happen if it's in your pocket.
Here's something that...
Where was the phone at?
Here's something that I like. The people that were covering this, like the higher up, like Cam and Mace and all of the bigger podcasts, Gilly. One thing that I think they were missing and that they didn't understand is that we are the millennials. We are the beginning
of the computer age.
We're the beginning of this era, right?
We still use this shit.
That means when we get into our 50s and 60s, we still gonna be, the sword is still gonna be sharp, right?
Yeah, because we still getting the PS12, nigga.
Here's what they didn't understand. We can look at a video and understand how the app works or how the phone works to determine what's going on. I find it very, very convenient that right when the live happened, he was setting the phone down.
Yeah, so live don't happen. Pocket text and pocket dial don't happen in your hand.
You haven't seen the video, have you?
Nah, I ain't watching that.
Because you was worried that it was gonna be some action.
What was going on?
Yeah, in the video. Well, the video was hilarious to me, by the way, because the video starts. The video starts with the phone being sat down somewhere. That's very convenient. Right after you accidentally go live. Now you have like Stephen A. and all of these people saying he don't know this and he just caveman.
Look,
he just caveman. He just dial phone.
You're right. No one's ever set their phone down and accidentally recorded.
No.
Text went live. That shit happens in your pocket. That happens in your pocket.
That means you didn't close out all the apps or whatever, and you left it available for an accident to happen. How
did he set his phone down? I'll tell you if it happened on accident or not.
You don't see anything.
If he set his phone down like this.
No, it was a little bit.
Nigga, shit was on purpose.
Listen, it was a little bit quicker than that.
Okay.
He said because you can hear some fumbling going on, but it was perfectly sat up
to see him.
No, you don't see them at all. Basically, what you did is what happened. The live started and then the phone was sat down.
All right, let me ask this too.
The people in the chat had me rolling though.
What he was saying?
No, you know how like when you go.
I know, but what he said in the video, I heard he was whispering and.
He was saying something that was his Michelle and a woman was, expressing her desire for him to proceed more with the actions that was going on. And YouTube got me talking different, right? But
proceeding with the actions.
But the people that was leaving comments in the chat was like, "No, Unc, what you doing? Unc, hang up the phone."
You know what they say, Unc, do it, man. Let's get to the nitty gritty, man, and stop bullshitting.
But
he trying to get ahead of the rumors, man.
About him?
He trying to get ahead of the rumors. Y'all got me fucked up. This is what I do. I don't do the other thing. I do this.
This is how I look at it. This is how I look at it. How long have we been able to go live on Instagram?
It's been some years.
It's been some years,
It's
right?
been some years. I don't think I've seen too many accidental lives.
This is what I need. All of these people, all of y'all people, I need you guys to just think about this for a minute, okay?
Think about it for
just
a minute. Just
okay?
a minute.
Just a minute.
Just a minute. Not longer.
I'm trying to get the T'Challa role, man. So just don't hate on my game. Just for a minute. How is it that all of these people that have solidified something and went viral conveniently a sex tape or a photo or something, and I say with air quotes, gets leaked? It never gets leaked when nobody's worried about you.
It always happens when some shit going on.
Like
when you in the news.
Yeah, when you're in the news or you're just in the
nude.
Or you're just up for conversation.
In the nude. And in the news.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Because the same thing happened to a young artist by the name Sexy Red.
Oh, she got a sex.
Yes. That came out a couple years ago, right?
Ew.
And everybody was getting on her.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Man, how the fuck long she been in the news?
It was either a year and a half. It had to be a couple years ago.
It's been that long we've been fucking around with this bitch?
I'm just saying, bro. This is what happened. I'm just saying this is what happened. And the thing that I find funny is that she came out with a song, and the song was describing certain body parts of hers, and people decided to people decided to compete.
To go compete.
They said, I wouldn't say compete, complain, because they were saying, your body don't look like this, that, and the other, but you said that in your song, and yeah.
Oh, they said your lyrics ain't matching up with the real life.
Yep. That's what they saying.
False advertisement.
Yep. Nah, I think that what my point is, bruh, is that all of these celebrities, all of these people that come out, they say whatever they doing, they get their whole career rocking, and then a tape comes out.
Right.
A tape comes out. That's what I think happened with Unc. Beginning of the year, he had the Cat Williams interview.
Yeah.
Now a tape comes out towards the end of fourth quarter. A buzzer beater.
I guess. I mean, who else had a tape come out and they had some issues going on in the news?
This just never happens to people whose career is not doing well. It rarely happens.
Does it happen to people?
And how does this stuff, how do these accidents and these leaks happen?
Does it happen to people whose career is going well?
Majority of the time, that's what's going on. They're already a topic.
They're already a topic, but does it look like they're grabbing for straws? Like who has a tape out that doesn't look like they're grabbing for straws, and that it just so happens like.
I just don't believe that any of this, like, I don't think any of this stuff gets like leaked. I don't think people's stuff is getting like they said he got hacked. He did admit it. He said, "Nah, I didn't get hacked. I didn't get hacked." So Cameron and Mace were the ones that they believe, man, this was intentional, you know. And that's my point. Why didn't these accidents? Okay, here's a point. Why these accidents ain't happen with Diddy and all the stuff he been getting away with?
I'm about to go on here and see.
You see what I'm saying?
Just going live means you gotta go. Like I've done a lot of accidentals.
We'll see what it takes to go live. You live? That looked like it was pretty easy though. No, go all the way out. If you go all the way out the app, see, you gotta do too much. Nah, I'm not buying it. I think Unc was
maybe you can accidentally go live. It's just something that I've never done, and I do a lot of accidental shit. My phone is always accidentally.
My thing is all of these people that get accused, like Diddy. That's why I brought him up. People like Diddy that's gotten accused of things. Why have they never slipped up on accident?
Oh, he slipped up
on accident. Where was the accident that put it out there to be like, okay, we got to consider this? Yeah,
it does kind of seem.
I think he did it on purpose. That's my opinion.
It seems like,
and all of the people that are coming in, and I think it's interesting that people that support him are coming in and saying, "Nah, anybody that knows him knows he don't know this and know that." Like, so you mean to tell me the dude that shattered YouTube records earlier this year can barely use a smartphone?
My nigga, all you got to do is go. If you made a post on Instagram, then you know how to get on live.
Thank you. Not to mention that it gives you all the information on what to do and how to do it.
If you control your social media,
I'm just saying, like Goku.
Let's knock it off.
I'm just saying.
Unc was trying to get his shit off and let niggas know that, your auntie, grandma, your mama could get it too.
What?
That's what he was saying.
Wow. This is wild. Anyways, I think he was lying. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, Unc, stop doing nasty stuff on Instagram, man.
Yeah, nigga, we don't care about you. What you doing?
why you say like that's that one person that pulled up that we don't like and they start telling us about their life?
Yeah, like, nigga, we
don't care what you doing, man. We don't care about none of that.
Make a post with you walking outside. You could have took a picture on a date with a woman. You could have took a picture on a date. So maybe,
I wouldn't have cared about that either, but
yeah, but that's more credence to maybe it was really an accident.
Yo, speaking of NFL athletes,
Tyreek
and their drama, Tyreek Hill. Do you agree?
Do I agree with?
Do you agree?
Police brutality.
I mean, we know that's real, right? But there are some people that look like us that were saying that he was getting out of line with the cop.
What does getting out of line mean?
Well,
because
he was being combative and more so black conservatives. You know what I'm saying? He was being combative and he was talking crazy and all of this other stuff. You seen the video? What do you think? Do you think he had the right energy towards the police?
I don't have to talk to you no type of way you want me to talk to you. I don't have to speak to you no type of way. That's exercising my Fifth Amendment.
But they're the police, though, Harold. You can't talk to the police like that, man.
That's what niggas keep saying. Like, so he's exercising his rights as an American is to, one, I don't have to speak to you however you want me to speak to you. You might not like it, but your job as a civil servant and as a person dealing with people, with civilians, you're going to get people that have all kinds of different types of responses.
So you're saying you should adjust to people. People shouldn't adjust to you if you're going to work with people?
Yeah, that's on the police to deal with different types of people and know how to handle the situation. You went to being physical and grabbing this man unnecessarily. Yes, was he maybe not having the response that would have been more conductive to the situation? That's your opinion and his. But at the same time, I don't have to talk to you. No, I don't have to say yes, ma'am, this, man. I don't got to bend the knee because you the police. I could say fuck you and fuck this ticket and fuck everything you talking about and sign my name and be on my merry way. It's about how you decide to respond to that as the police officer because you feel like you have some power trip and you want to be able to grab on.
So what about our black conservatives that felt and believed that Tyreek Hill was too aggressive and should have followed directions?
They ain't always saying we being too aggressive. I just seen hella videos on YouTube of white people talking crazy to the police, pulling out guns on the police and talking crazy and exercising they fucking First Amendment right. And the First Amendment right is your right to speak out against the government.
Mm-hmm.
That's where people get it misconstrued. First Amendment does have consequence. Your free speech that you think you have, it does have consequences. but lawful consequences. Consequences of speaking out against the government, which the police represent the government. I don't have to speak to you kindly, sir. I don't. I don't have to speak to you kindly. Am I in the wrong in whatever I did? Maybe I was wrong for however I sped, whatever it is.
I don't know,
a traffic violation doesn't cause for you to snatch me out of my vehicle like that.
I don't know about this one, Poe. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. You want me to tell you why I don't know about this one?
That nigga issue an apology now. You see how much money that nigga was worth.
I don't know, dog. I don't know.
If the police pulls me over, I'm going to speak. I just deal with people how they deal with me. You start talking crazy or you approach me in a certain manner, you going to get me to respond that same way. I done cussed out plenty of police officers. Would it have gotten me home quicker if I would not have? Yeah, but then let's play this game of chess and say I have a right as an American citizen to express my express my First Amendment right, freedom of speech, and speak out against the government. And I have a Fifth Amendment right to not to speak. Because you don't like that and you're a human being, you're dealing with me based on human being common interactions. You're not dealing with me based on the law, which you are not knowledgeable of. You are not intelligent when it comes to these laws. You are a police officer. You didn't take a First Amendment class. You didn't go to law school. A lot of them didn't go through and get degrees in administration of justice. These are people who are human beings. We're dealing with people based on how human beings interact.
I don't know, dog. I don't know, man.
Shit was crazy.
I'm going to tell you why I don't know. Because I wasn't there. All right. What I don't know, us as a people, I don't know why we help people that already have, and I'm speaking to a lot of our black conservatives or black conservative thinking. I'm not claiming to be a black liberal. I can just identify each very quickly based off of certain talking points that they make, right? When we help media and when we help other cultures say, hey, that's the reason why that black man, that black woman, or that black child got dealt with like that, you are opening the door for you to get dealt with like that, even if you didn't respond like that. We have to come to an understanding as a group that we deserve to be treated like people, civilians, because we do put for those of us that pay our taxes and that's paying these people's salaries, we need to collectively agree that we shouldn't be handled in that way, regardless of the scenario. And the reason why I'm saying this is because based off of my research and what I've seen, Tyreek Hill was talking crazy. Yes, he was.
What's talking crazy mean?
He was talking, don't be knocking on my window like that.
Yeah, nigga, don't knock on my window.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Knocking on my window.
He was talking crazy like that. All right?
Is that crazy?
Hold on, man.
Go ahead, do your
He
thing.
was talking crazy.
That's respect.
Right? He was. The officer didn't like how he was being talked to.
Right.
That does not give you the right to put your hands on that man.
For sure. Agreed.
Because guess what? If somebody talk crazy to you and somebody talk crazy to me and we put our hands on those people, they can press something called charges. Right? So I don't understand why there's a debate on that between certain groups in the community. You do not have the right to put your hands on somebody that is exercising their right of freedom of speech. He did not threaten those cops.
Right.
He did not have a weapon on him or any of that. Now, the reason why I'm asking these questions and why I'm kind of, building up my main point is because before we decided to do this episode, I came across a video of an older white man going through a checkpoint. They stopped him, and he asked for license and the officer asked for license and registration, or I think it was license and registration. And this dude knew the law. He said, before we get started, I am not answering because of the advisory of my attorney. I'm not answering no questions. I'm not doing this and doing that. I need to know your name. Can I get your name? My name is such and such. Can I see your license and registration? He showed it. Have you had any drinks tonight? He did not respond. Okay, have a good night. And he drove off.
Yeah, because those checkpoints.
The way that he handled that police officer, to many, would seem like an asshole. But everything that he did was his right, and he followed the law.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
No,
You're saying
I'm not
there's
saying
a way to have been.
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is both of those scenarios can be deemed aggressive depending on the officer.
For sure.
But if neither one of them is actually breaking the law to where you need to search the car or you need to do this, if somebody is speeding and their thing is, hey man, all right, if I got to get my ticket, whatever the case is, you are prolonging the conversation. And these are little antics that they use to keep you there. Where you going to tonight? That's none of their business.
Where you headed?
Have you had any drinks? That's none of your business.
What do you got there?
You know what I'm saying? You mind if we look at you know what I mean? And so I think we get mixed up with you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. All I know is you worked in customer service before? I know you've worked with kids and stuff like that. I worked in customer service, right?
I work in customer service right now.
Okay. Customer service. So you're there to service customers, protect and serve. You're there to serve the community. So I think when we as civilians have this conversation, we go back and forth with all of these different beliefs, ideologies, or whatever the case is. I've even seen people say, and it's usually people that don't look like us, say, well, you know, one of the dangerous things that an officer can do is walk up to a car. Well, you know what? If it depends on who you're talking to, because if that person that they pulled over is a Marine, they've probably seen a lot more danger than that officer. You see what I'm saying? But we don't get to say that just because with your job, how dangerous your job is, you get to talk to everybody involved in your job crazy because you're putting your life on the line. You're also making a choice. That's what you chose to do. But you're not choosing to walk into danger. You're choosing to serve. But you're forgetting the serve part because you're only focused on what the potential danger is. And I think that, and I'm not the first person to say this, if officers are going through all of these different scary things, then maybe it should take longer to become an officer.
Or more training.
More training, therapy, psych evaluations, all of that stuff should probably happen before people become officers. And I'm saying that for this reason. Well, some information came out that this officer gets multiple complaints about behavior. So while we're talking about Tyreek Hill and how everybody or a lot of people want to see a celebrity get dealt with in a certain type of way, and oh, you think you could do whatever you want because you got millions? Okay, let's just say that Tyreek Hill was completely wrong. Well, this officer has a reputation of doing what he did to Tyreek Hill. So maybe we just got two guilty people on our hands. But guess what? Only one has the license to delete. Right? And while we're talking about, and this was in Florida, right?
Yeah.
And we know, like, when we talk about the South and you talk about Florida, the police officers are funky like that out there. I'll give you another example. Do you remember the black woman that was a DA that got pulled over by the cop and was talking crazy to her and then found out she was the DA? That's what I'm talking about. So he's probably doing laundry now for the precinct. You got it the DA like that.
Yeah.
A person that knows the law 30 times better than you. And that's what you did to the DA. And it's on tape. So I definitely believe officers put their life on the line. I do not think all police officers are bad, but, you know, reputation.
It happens, man.
Reputation.
Line of work.
Reputation. Well, before we get out of here, dog, last but not least, the battle of the century.
Which battle?
Kamala and Trump. The debate.
Shit.
The debate. Did you watch the debate? Did you watch the debate?
I watched a little bit of it.
I watched a little bit of it
I
too.
didn't want to sit
I
there and
caught
watch the
different
entire
parts of
thing.
it. What did you think?
From what I heard, she's obviously much more of a politician than he is, and our traditional politician, if you would.
There we go. I like that. Traditional.
She's a former district attorney, so she knows how to kind of
argue
her point.
Mm-hmm.
Argumentation and debate is a little bit more of her forte than Donald Trump. His tactics didn't work a lot. A lot of the Fox News reviews and people on there was even saying, like, critiquing him in a negative way, saying how bad he did in the debate and that how well she did. And it looks like she might be doing much, much better than expected with the amount of donations she received initially coming into this, with the debate going on, and how the polls are looking so far as people who are leaning towards her who might be undecided. So it would be crazy, man, if we had if Kamala wins. It'd be crazy. I don't care either way, to be honest. I do, but I don't.
Let me say this before I make my point. I am not sold on either one of them.
Hell no.
But I'm going to say this.
Gang, gang.
I got a couple points that bother me about parties, elections, and specifically this one. My first issue is there's a handful of us black folks that are definitely Team Trump, and there's a lot of black folks that are definitely Kamala.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go in order. The people that keep calling the Democratic Party, the black people that are minorities that are voting Democrat, what irritates me about them the most is they're not promoting the perks and why you should vote Republican. They don't do breakdowns. The way they do breakdowns on why the Democratic Party is bad, I would think they would do the breakdown on why they should vote Republican. Because here's my thing. Make me a believer. That I really care about that. Make me a believer for something that is bad for me that I don't really want to let go. Make me a believer. Tell me, look, man, don't mess with them because they doing this to you and this is what we get over here, but they never do that. They never do that. And the majority of them that do that are because they are benefiting off of certain policies that party has put in place for them because they're in a certain tax bracket, they live in a certain environment, so they want you to help contribute to their well-being instead of the majority. Now, we all know that black people have been bamboozled for many, many elections and years by the Democrats. But if you're going to try to convert people over and your only argument is, look how they doing, y'all, well, you're not saying how we can be treated better either. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what irritates me about it. And the reason why I say that is because I notice when I see both sides talking, and I'll get on the Democrat side, when they were talking about how, oh, Kamala got them together and was doing this and this, that, and the other, that's good for a debate.
Right.
Yeah, she won the debate.
Right.
But she didn't kill it to the point. She didn't sell it to where it's like, you know, now you got my vote.
Yeah,
like, yo, like I like all of these different policies and
no.
So that's why for me, I'm looking at both sides like it's weird. But the Republican side that's bothering me is that you're not even trying to recruit me. You just keep calling me dumb, assuming that that's what I'm gonna vote for. And I'm just speaking for the general person that's voting. Because either way, I think they're an example of why there needs to be a stronger independent party. Because
stronger is a correct word, because your boy RFK, man.
Well, he already endorsed Donald Trump.
That's what I'm saying. He was with the independent. He was with the Green Party. He had an independent party.
Hey, man.
And then turned around and went to. That's some crazy shit. His grandfather's father and them rolling around in their graves right now.
Hey, man. You got to remember sometimes when you guys when a group of people all have the same wants and needs, then, you know, affiliation is going to turn into a certain type of relationship at that point.
That's crazy.
But I did think that some of the things that were being said was hilarious because your boy,
and dogs.
Put away
your cats and dogs.
Can I ask a question, brother? Can I ask a question?
Put the cats and dogs.
Can I ask a question?
Microchip them too.
I gotta ask this question because there's a lot of people. I I do consume certain content. I
I was about to.
hear
Nigga, woo,
I
woo,
hear
my heart dropped, nigga.
all of the
I
different.
heard you said, thought I consume, nigga. I thought you said.
I consume a lot of content, and I look at a lot of content creators pushing that narrative on vote for this or vote for that, right? I got a question for Democrats and Republicans. Black people that are voting Democrat, are you really voting because you really believe in the party and you believe in the potential policies that will be in place?
Hell no.
Or are you voting because it's Kamala and we need to get a sister in the office?
Yes, nigga.
Right?
Yes.
And then
because at the end of the day, consciously or subconsciously, there are two things that we know as black people. One, we not voting Democrat because these niggas got the best interests, got our best interests at heart. We voting against Republicans. So we're not voting for Democrat, we're voting against Republicans.
Right.
Two, we know that ain't nan president been beneficial for us at all. So at the end of the day, we're going to take our wins where they come. And our thing is we want bragging rights, nigga. So fuck all the shit that niggas talking about.
I respect it.
We
You're
want
right.
bragging rights.
You're right. You're
and
right.
Whether niggas want to think about that in a way, and it's funny, but it ain't. It's real talk.
It's real talk.
We want bragging rights.
You lost.
We don't give a fuck about the president being who the president is because none of them white motherfuckers did shit for us whatsoever. Ain't nan president
They
did
said
anything.
Obama didn't do nothing for the black folks either.
Yeah, but we got bragging rights. Now niggas got us up there on the, they're like, yeah, nigga, okay, but nigga, we had the first black president. You see how cool that nigga was? Like,
Yeah.
we got to get our bragging rights where we got to get them.
But I mean, he did have a hell of a scandal with that tan suit.
Yeah, nigga came in like Iverson, nigga.
The tan suit scandal was dirty
Iverson,
work.
Nigga, that's the suit your uncle wore to court, nigga.
Look,
Like I said,
when I go over to the other side and I say with the Republican, I got a question because that was my question for the Democrats, right? My question for the Republicans, and when I say Democrats and Republicans, I'm obviously talking about Black Americans, right?
Okay.
What is it? What does Trump have to do or say for y'all to be like, nah, man, this ain't it? Because
to go fuck with Trump?
No, to not.
To not fuck with him?
Yeah, to not. That's my question to them. So there are two different questions because that's what I see that's common to me.
I went on over to that side for a day or two once he got shot and got up and said, man, y'all got me fucked up. Nigga, I was like, nigga, a gangster. I'm on his side. But after that,
I got to ask that question because Trump has said and done so many things. I need to know, what would it take for Donald Trump to say or do to make y'all say, yeah, I'm not rocking with it?
Rocking with voting for him? Though?
Yeah, rocking with voting for him.
We already been not fucking with him.
No. I'm talking about the ones that do.
Oh, okay, because when you saying like black folks, I'm like, nigga.
No, it's a lot of black folks. I mean, it's a lot of black folks that's online talking like.
It's a lot of black folks that wear camouflage overalls and be out in the back.
Man, I ain't seen none of them.
Doing all kind of white people shit too.
Yeah, but it's more prevalent online. You know what I'm saying? That presence is there.
Because now them niggas got access to phones.
That's why I gotta ask that question. Because it's almost like it doesn't matter what he says or does. I'm just not voting for Kamala. And my thing is this.
It depends on where you live at, because a lot of the people who are saying that they're Republican, they're not 100% Republican. They don't agree with all the Republican laws. They agree with the most important Republican laws that are beneficial to them. So
exactly.
Depending on where you at, it's not that you necessarily give a fuck about Republican or Democrat.
Right.
It's about the party that is that not only is beneficial to the laws that you are more in agreement with. It's really about the culture of where you come from. So the culture of the people and where you come from, that's what it is. Like the rights to have certain types of gun laws and certain types of property laws, that's cultural to wherever you come from.
Yeah, it could be cultural or it could be a geographical.
It's the same, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, culturally, based on your geographics, like whatever state you live in, and that's the laws, and that the laws dictate the culture in the state in in wherever you come, or the county, because now we can have certain types of gun laws. This is the type of culture that comes with gun laws, is that we can go hunt, we can go, we can kill
And that's
with
why
guns and
that's
walk
why I
around,
believe
things like
that it's hard for them to make people convert, because without exposing what their personal benefit out of it. Like if I'm gonna try to convince you to do something, I try my best to take myself out of it as far as in how it's beneficial for me, and I'm gonna just tell you what's beneficial to you. I just think that makes a great salesman or saleswoman, right?
Yeah, because it's different types of Republicans.
Yeah, but that's why that's why I asked that question, because I don't think it matters as long as it's a Republican versus Democrat. I wish there was an opportunity.
They only give you two choices.
I wish there was an opportunity where if there was another Republican going against Trump, how that would go.
Yeah, and that's the reason why the way that is built, they took advantage of the way in which the system is built. The old white man who came over here and started this system was creating this system in order to combat, or not to create something different out of the system that was before. So the people who came into power after that are utilizing the loopholes in the system to benefit them. There's only two parties to choose from. Well, then that's easy to kind of create an easy divide and tribalism in people. You only got two choices, so you're either here or there.
Yeah.
And that gives more power to the two people. If there's 5 different parties,
but I guess
then 5 different people, the power is disseminated amongst them.
Here's my thing. Let's just say that Trump, how can I put it? Let's say, for example, Trump is like, all right, he's running right now, right? But there was nobody to challenge him. There was no other Republican out there that could challenge him and beat him out to go against Kamala.
Well, there were. But
who?
We don't know about them because that's the way the system is set up.
You see what I'm saying?
They have this system to where there's a system for the nominees and the potentials, and then there's a system for picking and making the people feel like they're a part of that process, and then there's a system for picking the actual candidate out of the group of nominees on both sides.
Oh.
So there is a system, but they know the loopholes and the ways in which to manipulate the system to their benefit.
Man, fuck that system. I'm looking at it from the level of, like, for example, we talked about it a little bit. Larry Elder, right? We know he's a Republican. My thing is if you ran all of the Republicans that wanted to run too, what I didn't like was the loyalty amongst the party. If me and you are in the same party and we're running against each other for a certain role, I'm going to expose why I think I'm better than Poe at this. Basically exposing what you would expose from a Democrat.
Yeah, but but being a politician, you probably know some of the rules to the game is
Democrats did it.
If I expose what's going on in the party, then I could be exiled from the party.
It ain't no rules because the Democrats do it all the time.
And say what?
For example, when Hillary ran and they had a debate amongst each other, they was taking shots.
Yeah, when
Kamala ran,
but you can't expose shit.
But that's the same thing. If I take a shot at you, I'm exposing or I'm highlighting something that maybe a lot of people aren't seeing, or maybe missed or overlooked, however you want to spin it. When Kamala ran against Biden and they had their debates, whatever the case it was, there was shots being taken here and there.
Yeah, I could take shots, but I can't expose how the system operates.
No, I'm not talking about the system. I'm talking about, for example, if me and you are competing, and let's just say
this nigga still pee in the bed.
No, if you were the president, if you were the past president and I'm competing against you, I'm going to use that against you in the debate. Yo, this dude failed already. Why would you go back?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
that's what I'm saying about that party.
Well, I don't think the process during that time allows for that. I think there is a debate I think there's a panel or like a debate.
I'm talking about publicly when everybody was running. when everybody was running for that spot, this is what I'm saying. When you hear two parties going back and forth and they say this thing, they're saying the things that they say about each other, I just felt like they handed him the position again because of whatever feelings or whatever the case it was, and didn't allow, nobody was bold enough to be like, nah, I think I can do better than bruh. Yeah, we are from the same circle, but I can do some things that he did differently better.
I think that probably, so when they're on I think the process or that part in time when there's multiple or potential candidates for the same party, I don't think that they have the voice or monetary means to be able to voice their opinion in that fashion to say I'm the better candidate. I don't know if that part of the process, I think they do have some sort of debate maybe, but I think that's a different process than the actual two party candidates.
Then that's the problem.
To be able to say, hey, I'm better than Spill, pick me to be the representative of our party.
Dog, if it's somebody that's gonna be in charge of my livelihood or affect my livelihood in some type of way, I'm gonna need you to have more confidence than, well, I don't want to step on homie's toes over here, but I think I can. No, I need you to tell me why you are gonna be the best person to make sure that you're commander in chief and things of that nature. And I think that even though there's a system and we don't know everything that goes on in that system, I get that part, but that's what makes all of this stuff difficult for people to make, quote unquote, the right decision in picking who they vote for, because you got semantics and all of these different.
That might go on behind closed doors. That might be like when the rubbing shoulders and shit happens where they are positioning themselves to be the actual candidate for the party. Because
I'm not debating.
Publicly, it might not be, there's a different way in which these people play the game, like black folks, and people are like, say for instance,
we savages, bro. We'll go for the jugular.
Just like the word you just used, savage, right? So the analogy I could say is during the American Revolution, the redcoats, the British, there was a certain way in which warfare was fought. Mm-hmm. And the American patriots and the militiamen, they utilized the tactics of the natives who were using guerrilla warfare. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't this gentleman's war, right? Mm-hmm. And it was effective. So there's certain ways in which I think these politicians, they played the game in a way in which the game supposed to be played, and that's where Trump come in and is different.
No, when I asked that question initially, it wasn't about what they do. It's more so getting the people that are thinking about all of this, the regular people, thinking logically and saying, like, because we don't even know 5% of how all of this stuff really works behind closed doors. We're just speculating everything. Exactly. But when I see somebody that's loyal to Democrat, that's loyal to Republican, why are you not asking yourself these questions before deciding that this is where I'm going to align?
Oh, because it's tribalism. That's easy. Yeah. That's human nature right there.
It is human nature. But when you are coming from a position of saying that or feeling that you are more intelligent than the other side, you might want to have those questions answered, just in case a person like myself say, well, hey, don't you think it's weird that a person that didn't do so great of a job and lost that job, you know what I'm saying, is fighting for that job again, and you don't think there's anybody else in that area that can
in that case,
that can get that job?
You wouldn't be loyal to any party or wouldn't even say that you were loyal. You wouldn't even be
if you're smart. Wouldn't be in my opinion, if you're smart, you would never just be completely loyal to a party, because nobody's completely loyal to a job, loyal to a house, loyal to a car, pair of shoes, clothes, or anything. We adjust certain things for the betterment of our livelihood and our experience. So the fact that people are that's why I'm not loyal to any party. You understand what I'm saying?
That's the American way, is that you are loyal. We have so many different. It's the way in which this country.
I was going to say another American. You're right.
So many different parties we are part of. We are part of our block, our cities, our states. We are a part of a sports team, whether it's baseball.
And I have a solution.
Football. We are part of all kinds of different shit.
I have a solution for that. Since there's so many parties, we need kid and play. That's what we need. Kid and Play need to sort out all these parties.
You need his dad, nigga.
Robin Harris?
Robin Harris. That's what you need. There's too many fucking parties going on. You need Robin Harris to come through and break this shit up.
Follow the drip.
Yeah. Where a kid at?
Yeah. Anyways, man, we finna get out of here, man. You've been tuning into the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, with my co-host in the building, Blank Man
Poe.
Blank Man Poe? That's wild. And you've been tuning into Outlawed Opinions. You already know what to do. Leave those comments. Leave those likes. Subscribe. You know what it is. We do respond, even though Poe be late on the responses. But
I got my notifications on.
yeah, he gonna turn them on though. Anyway, make sure all of y'all vote independent. Don't pick a party unless Kid and Play are hosting it. Until next time.